Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers and updates for the week of Monday, April 7 Friday. April 11 tease alarming news, a peacemaking process and a grandmother's confrontation. Jack Brennan, Chris L. McKenna, has alarming news, Olivia Quartermain. Lisa Lo Cicero employs a peacemaking process, and Anna Devane. Finola Hughes confronts Emma Scorpio Drake. Braiding Bruner. Monday, April 7 Brennan gives Anna some alarming news when she checks up on Valentine Cassadine. James Patrick Stewart. He tells her she's the one in trouble, not Valentine. In the meantime, Lucky Spencer, Jonathan Jackson, lashes out at Christina Corinthos Davis, Kate Mansi, and tells her she has to pay for cutting the brake lines on Rick Lansing's Rick Hurst car. Elsewhere, Ava Jerome, Maura West, shares some intel, also pertaining to the brake lines being cut. Also, Trina Robinson, Tabian Ali, is tempted by an offer Kai Taylor, Jen's Austin Astrup, makes her. Plus, Lucy Coe, Lynn Herring, is busy making plans for the nurses' ball. Tuesday, April 8 Olivia tries a peacemaking process, while Ava sees dollar signs. Is she planning to use what she knows to blackmail someone? Meanwhile, in the Quartermain stables, Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, and Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens, get into a fierce argument. Are they so loud? That's who Olivia comes rushing down from the main house to broker peace between them. Likely still in the hospital with her badly broken leg from the wreck she was in with Rick, Elizabeth Baldwin's, Rebecca Herbst, missiled by someone. In the meantime, Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Gran, opens up to Diane Miller, Carolyn Hennessy. Wednesday, April 9 Jen Sidwell, Carlo Rota, extends a job offer to someone. In the meantime, Curtis Ashford, Donald Turner, gives a warning to Laura Collins, Jenny Francis, Cody Bell, Josh Kelly, presses Lulu, likely about telling Dante she knows he has a son with Brooke Lynn Chase, Amanda Seton. Somewhere. Elsewhere, Christina pleads with Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, and likely about getting his heart surgery done. Also, Alexis is thrown for a loop as someone tell her Christina cut Rick's brake lines. Thursday, April 10 Natalia Ramirez, Eva LaRue, confesses something to Sonny, perhaps, that Jens is her ex-husband, and Marco Rios, Adrian Ancondo, it's her son elsewhere. Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watros, gives some advice to her daughter, Willow Corinthos, Caitlin McMullen. In the meantime, Jordan Ashford, Tanisha Harper, pitches her plan to Laura. Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, WSB handler and backup Vaughn, Bryce Durfee, gives her a briefing on their operation. Back with the Quartermains, Tracy Quartermain, Jane Elliott, issues a warning. On Friday, April 11 Anna confronts Emma. Possibly she found out what happened at her school and needs to address it. In the meantime, Trina hears stunning news from Kai. Or is it more shocking? Elsewhere, Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, intervenes with Carly Spencer, Laura Wright. Willow is shaken by something. Perhaps her eyes are finally open to the truth about Drew Kane, Cameron Matheson. In the meantime, it's much more peaceful with Danny Morgan, Asher Antonize, who bonds with Sasha Corbin, Sophia Matsem. Port Charles is never short on drama. But this week, lives are about to be shaken. Secrets are set to unravel, and long-buried emotions will erupt. A terrifying revelation sends ripples through the town. An old rivalry begins the road to healing, and a formidable grandmother refuses to let the past rest. Get ready. This week's twists will leave fans breathless. Alarming news. The return that changes everything. It begins with a phone call, and a name that hasn't been spoken in Port Charles in months. Peter August. Anna Devane is in her office at the WSB when she receives a confidential file. The envelope bears no return address, only the initials HDUI inside. Photos. One of them is grainy, clearly taken from a security camera. But there's no mistaking the man in it. Peter, alive, and walking the streets of Prague just days ago. Anna stares at the photo in disbelief. Peter had supposedly died in a fiery crash orchestrated by Victor Cassadine. She personally witnessed what remained of the wreckage. Could this be another imposter, a lookalike, or has Peter somehow survived? Again, terrified of the consequences if the information leaks, Anna turns to Jason Morgan, recently returned and quietly investigating the remaining factions of the Cassadine network. She shares the photos with him, hoping his instincts will cut through her own bias. After all, Jason knows Peter's history. He also has every reason to want him gone. Jason, ever the realist, doesn't sugarcoat it. If he's alive, it's only a matter of time before he makes his move. We need to find him before he finds Maxie. Back in Port Charles, Maxie Jones begins to experience strange occurrences. A familiar cologne scent in her apartment, a childhood photo of her and Nathan missing, and Bailey's favorite stuffed animal placed neatly on the bed when she swore she'd left it in the nursery. She brushes it off as fatigue, until a letter arrives at her doorstep, unsigned, with one word written in sharp block letters: soon. Maxie freezes, her heart in her throat. She only knows one person who would toy with her this way: Peter. Anna knows they need to protect Maxie, and fast, but is it already too late? Peacemaking process. A truce between rivals. Meanwhile, on the other side of town, Michael Corinthos and Nina Reeves find themselves thrown into an unexpected situation. Wiley's school is hosting a Generations Day event, inviting grandparents and extended family to join the children for storytelling, crafts, and bonding time. At first, Michael wants to pull Wiley out. The bitterness he still feels toward Nina for manipulating Sonny and keeping secrets about Willow's parentage hasn't gone away. But Willow, ever the peacemaker, urges him to reconsider. He's a child, Michael. He shouldn't suffer because the adults around him are stuck in old grudges. Willow says gently. This could be a chance. Maybe not for a full reconciliation, but a first step. Reluctantly, Michael agrees, and Nina is invited. The day begins with tension. Nina arrives cautiously, keeping her distance from Michael and letting Willow guide the visit. Wiley is thrilled to see her and introduces her to his classmates with pride. This is my grandma Nina. She has the best cookies. Watching Wiley's innocent joy chips away at Michael's armor. During the event, they both find themselves at the same table working on crafts. An awkward silence hangs until Nina finally breaks it. I know it'll take time, she says softly, but I love that little boy. And I want to do right by him, and by you and Willow, if you'll let me. Michael hesitates, but something about her tone, tired, sincere, almost wounded, strikes a chord. I can't forget what you did, he replies quietly. But maybe we can move forward. For Wiley, it's not forgiveness. Not yet, but it's the start of something that's long been missing. Peace. Grandmother's confrontation. Stella lays down the law. Over in the Ashford family circle, Stella Henry has been watching the brewing tensions between Curtis, Trina, Portia, and the looming presence of Taggart. Curtis is back in Trina's life, but she's struggling to fully embrace him as a father figure after so many years of thinking Taggart was her biological dad. Stella, never one to mince words, calls a family dinner. No excuses allowed. Portia is nervous. Curtis is wary. Trina almost refuses to come, but Stella insists, and when Auntie Stella insists, everyone shows up. The table is quiet at first, filled with clinking silverware and sideways glances. Then Stella puts her fork down with a definitive clink. Ina, she says firmly. You're all acting like strangers in a room when you're supposed to be a family. Trina tries to argue, but Stella holds up a hand. Curtis, you made mistakes. Hiding the truth, walking away, letting fear make your choices for you. But you're here now, and you fought to be in Trina's life. That counts. She turns to Trina. And baby, I know you're hurting. You feel like your world was turned upside down. But don't punish yourself by shutting people out who love you. Finally, she looks at Portia. And you. You've carried the guilt and the burden of this secret for too long. But now's the time to make it right. Not perfect, but honest. The room falls silent. Trina is the first to speak, tears brimming in her eyes. I just don't know who I'm supposed to be anymore. Everything I thought I knew changed. Curtis reaches across the table. You're still you. Smart, strong, brave. I just want a chance to get to know that amazing woman, as your father. Stella watches as the walls begin to crumble. It's not a total breakthrough, but it's a start. Sometimes, family isn't about getting everything right. It's about staying at the table, even when it's hard. What's next in Port Charles? Maxie's worst nightmare returns. As Anna and Jason hunt for Peter, Maxie takes matters into her own hands. But will confronting the past put her and Bailey in more danger new alliances form? Could Jason and Anna's partnership rekindle something deeper? The tension between them is growing, and so is their trust. A wedding on the horizon? Chase and Brooke Lynn share a heartwarming moment that leads to a big question. But is it the right time? Family first. Stella's confrontation could be the catalyst that finally brings healing to the Ashford family, or opens up even more wounds. Nina's redemption arc continues. As she earns Wiley's love again, will Michael and Willow finally let her in? Or will a new betrayal ruin it all? Final thoughts. This week's General Hospital is packed with emotional revelations, long-awaited confrontations, and the first steps toward healing. Whether it's the terrifying possibility of Peter's return, the quiet thawing of the rift between Michael and Nina, or the hard truths laid bare by Stella Henry, every character is being challenged to face their past and decide who they want to be moving forward. In Port Charles, no one escapes the consequences of their actions, but sometimes even the most broken bonds can begin to mend. Stay tuned, you won't want to miss a moment. Let me know if you want this expanded with dialogue scenes or teased into multiple episodes. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our GH News 24 YouTube channel for more update news.